begin.
Good evening, viewers. Today, I'm utterly excited to bring you a power-packed tea time talk. A woman for a change of three vibrant, smart, go-getter women. As I mentioned in the write-up, they are feisty, they are focused, and they are fabulous. They also happen to run three of the much talked about and loved standalone restaurants in Hyderabad. Restaurants which I feel have a unique character and identity, which is an extension of their personalities. Let me introduce my guests today. My first guest today is Amita Lulla, partner and co-founder of Simply South by Chef Chalapathi Rao. The restaurant is almost like a must-visit shrine in Hyderabad with fine cuisine served from all the southern states with accent on fresh ingredients, flavors, and authenticity. Amita has a sales and marketing background, having worked with a hospitality chain such as ITC and also in the FMCG sector. She started her entrepreneurial journey in 2014 and has never looked back. Hi, Amita.
Hi, Shivani. Hello, ladies.
Good to see you.
Thank you so much for thinking of having us here.
I have been wanting to do this since very long. My second guest today is Aparna Gorrepati, chef and founder of Shuchi, a boutique artisanal chocolate boulangerie in Hyderabad. She's a celebrated chocolatier with professional training and certification from France, Belgium, and USA. She has over 13 years of hands-on experience in industrial and retail chocolate. With a background in soft skills training with corporates, she runs her restaurant with amazing grace and finesse. Her restaurant is a treat for all the senses, offering artisanal chocolates, exquisite gâteaux and cakes, artisanal breads, and also some international favorites. Hi, Aparna.
Hi, Shivani. Good to see you all. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Shivani, for this opportunity. I think it's a good platform for us to interact, and it'll be really nice. Looking forward to this. Yeah.
I'm so happy to do this. My third guest is nothing short of a superwoman, Sarita Sarkar. With her elfin charm and straight-talking nature, she deceptively hides nerves of steel, grit, and an indefatigable spirit in that sweet Bengali lilt of hers. Her restaurant Sarkar's Kitchen serves home-style authentic Bengali food, and many people in Hyderabad swear by her kosha mangsho. I absolutely salute her spirit, the way she has faced many events in her life heads on to realize her dreams. So I welcome you all three lovely ladies to this tea time talk. I hope you're ready with your cup of tea or coffee.
My coffee cup.
Wouldn't be anything without it.
So what do you like, Amita? In tea?
For me, if it's tea, then I have to make the tea. I don't like tea made by anybody else.
Okay.
But coffee, I'm not that particular. I do like my soy milk cappuccino, but otherwise I can make do with any kind of coffee.
Okay, what about you, Aparna?
Coffee at any given time. My black coffee.
Okay.
That's my medicine.
Okay, and Sarita?
My ginger tea. That's how,
We have a nice combination, 2 tea drinkers and 2 coffee. It's balanced.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let me start with that eureka moment when you said that enough of corporate life, enough of working for a company, and I want to be an entrepreneur or a restaurateur. Let's start with Amita. How did it start?
So for me, honestly, even my journey as a hotelier happened by accident. I was studying to do something else and an opportunity came up, and I just realized that maybe this is an industry that I would like working in because of the fact that it combined a lot of things that I like, the charm and the grace that comes with hospitality, with the human connect, because I've always been in operations or in sales. And so one of my earliest jobs was with ITC Hotels, and that is where I met Chef Chalapathi Rao and our other partner, Rajesh Reddy. So we were as thick as thieves from the moment that we met. Chalu being, of course, kitchen, and me sales and marketing, and Rajesh was the training manager. And so it was I don't know how it happened, but it was one of those friendships that bloomed out of nothing.
Okay.
And in spite of, going away for 13, 14 years, we were in touch. And it was a constant joke that someday we will open a restaurant together. And since my talent is to, I will talk to the guest because that is where my talent lies. Challu will cook the food and Rajesh will do number crunching. And in 2014, honestly, out of accident, one fine day while we were sitting at the restaurant over a glass of beer, we just decided that, okay, Challu and I were at a break in our work life as such. So Chef had already just quit his previous job, and I had decided that, okay, now that my son was 2 years old, I wanted to get back to working. So that's when we said that, okay, snap of a finger, there was a restaurant available, which was Thea Bar and Kitchen, also run by another friend of ours. So we said, okay, we'll buy up that space and then we'll see what to do with it. And then we ran it as a European restaurant for about 3 months. And that is when we decided that we said, Challu, we have Chef. Why would I want Chef with his 23 years of expertise with South Indian food? Why would I want him to run a European restaurant? And so pretty much overnight, we kind of said, again, everything happens at a snap of a finger. So even then we decided that, okay, let's go with a South Indian. And the concept was born again, a couple of late nights, and we had the concept in place. And that's when Simply South happened.
Wow. So good to know that, it was so instantaneous and you get to work with friends.
Yes, that is, I think, the best part of it. So even if we are a strong front, there are times when we are yelling and screaming at each other, and the staff is not worried because they know that, okay, these people are like this, they will come back to it. Nothing is going to happen here.
Okay, so, yeah. Coming to Aparna, tell me, how did you conceptualize Shuchi? And let me clarify, it is not Zuki. Many people may mispronounce it.
Thank you for that.
Shuchi. If you could also explain the name to us.
So it is Suchi. It's a Sanskrit word. So in Telugu, you'll probably call it as Suchi, and in Sanskrit, you'll say Shuchi.
Okay.
And so a lot of them think it's a French word because they've studied there, or a Japanese because it comes from Shuchi and sushi and all those things. But the meaning is pure. Okay. And that's what we believed in right from 13 years back, when I started this journey of getting into chocolate as just an interest to start to give something to my child. And I've been being a corporate trainer for like soft skills. I've been there for now 20 years, and it's been on for a while. But this is something that caught my passion, and I've always consciously been around my son since the time he's been born. And it took me 13 years to set up Shuchi, as in physically. Okay. But I think I was doing a lot of work for friends and family. They would place an order, and equally with the order would go the trials that I would do. So they would be more than happy to just try out. But I think that's it's been there for the longest time. But now my son is in his teens, and so mommy and son, I think in the teens is not a very good thing to hover around.
Perfect time to get out of the house.
Absolutely, he's got his space. But I think, so it was a conscious decision to keep away. And also, I think now Hyderabad is open to do a lot of trials, taste a lot of things that are fairly new, being well traveled around the world. A lot of people have been traveling. So I think this is the right time to get into it, is what I think.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Sarita, coming on to you. How did Sarkar's Kitchen come into being? Tell me.
So it was my childhood dream to start a restaurant because I love cooking and I love feeding people. And more than that, I like to collect feedback,
Okay.
So I have decided, and I have worked with a couple of hotels, and that I have done so that I get a experience of hospitality to deal with my customers and deal with my team and all. That's how I decided, okay, let me do, if I want to start a business of the food, I have to learn certain things to deal in a manner.
You were always fond of cooking.
Yes, very much.
Okay.
And then I happened to join Facebook after leaving Trident. I have joined Facebook as a company, and then I was there for a couple of 1.5. And the Facebook is a place where I have decided the name. So
okay.
I asked one of my colleagues asked me what I want to name as, and he asked me, what do you want to, where you want to see yourself in 5 years? I said, I want to start a restaurant. And he asked me, what do you want to name as? I said, Sarkar's Kitchen. I never thought that will become actually a name. He said, why? I said, people call me Sarkar, and I'm maximum time in the kitchen whenever I'm free.
Okay.
Okay, that sounds good. And that is the time when we decided the name. And 2016, 10 July, I started from 1 BHK. That's
Wow.
become very successful. So we started a small restaurant in 17.
Okay.
Then a big one, 120 seater in 2018, 10th July. A lot many people, even my family told me, you're in South India, how can you open such a big Bengali restaurant? Because that
Hmm.
they are successful.
Yeah. I think it is
Look,
an acquired taste, Bengali cuisine. So
yeah.
I love it personally.
Yes, and that's like they told me, and it is true. That's going to be very challenging for many, getting the raw material, getting the quality, and getting the people, getting the business, profitable business all the time. I said, yes, it's challenging, but there's something that people need it because I'm spicy. We want to try something else. And as you said,
And the
it was a
seafood, I
great.
think seafood is the connect because people
Yes.
love seafood here, and Bengali also offers a lot of
True.
fish and seafood. So
And after starting, we came to know there are South Indians who love Bengali food more than a Bengali people. The maximum people are databases, Telugus, you're Malayali, and you're a Tamilian. That's the best part.
so that is a good thing to know. Okay.
Yes.
So lovely stories, and I hope more women get inspired to open their restaurants after listening to you today. Now, coming back to the fact that all three of you had different backgrounds. You've worked in corporates, you've worked in hotels. So tell me, what is the difference between working in a cushy job in a corporate or hospitality, and then starting something of your own? What are the challenges to start with? Let me start with Amita again.
So my take on this is twofold. I would say one is that everybody should have a corporate experience before you start something of your own, because it kind of, sets your mind right to what is it that you want to produce, right? Like an Aparna, like a Sarita, like me, like anybody else out there. If you don't know what is possible, right, in terms of quality as such, right? Now this is something that we at Simply South are very particular about, is the quality. Now
Yeah.
till you know what is the quality available, you will not be able to set yourself apart if you compete with everybody else in the market. You have to set yourself apart, right? So that is one of the things. And I think one of the advantages of having something of your own versus working for somebody else is the matter of pride that you take, saying, yes, I have put in my blood and my sweat into this, and the success story is part me, right? The cons, there is only one con: you don't get time off. There is nothing called time off when you're running your own space, right? Even earlier when I was in a job, I would travel. I never had my phone around, but
Okay.
I remember this, and I had the raging fight with my husband. We were in, I think, Sikkim.
Okay. I think we lost her. Aparna, would you?
With you, but
Yeah.
we were new in the business. I needed to take those calls. So yeah, that is me.
Okay. What about you, Aparna? What is the part that you enjoy the most about running your own restaurant? I think you're on mute. Let me just unmute you. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the best part is walking into Shuchi, seeing those smiles on my servers guys as soon as I enter, walk into the kitchen to see what's going on, take the huddles happen. So I think that gets an automatic rush in me of, enjoying every bit of Shuchi. The challenges on a day-to base is like right from having been in the corporate sector for quite a bit of a time, that's way too comfortable. You finish your training, you come back, there's a lot of interaction that happens. But the common thing between that is the interaction with customers that I have with at Shuchi, and how we take feedback from them and how are we able to address what they want. I think those are the best things that, we just go through it on a day-to-day basis.
Right. Sarita, would you like to talk about what are the things you don't like about being a restaurateur? And you can also mention what you enjoy the most.
So I think there are few things which I don't like to be when I run a business, because that's a risk factor. But at the same time, as we all know, nothing comes easily, right? So we have to take a risk if we want to stand by ourselves. more than.
And I think your life has been all about risk taking.
Yes. So I'm used to it, you know.
You've done too much of it, I think, now.
Yeah, so
I asked you to calm down.
if I don't take a risk, then I think, oh, what's happening with, you know, what happened? Why is things are not working? Yes, as you know, they mentioned the best part of your being running your own business is one, you can be more creative, you can take your own calls, and you can decide, you know, what do you want exactly, what do you want to serve, what you don't want to, how you want to deal with the people. When you're in corporate or anywhere, you don't have that rights. But you don't have a risk, you don't have to be present all the time, you don't have to take your phone everywhere. In business, you have to do everything. Even I was on a vacation last week. I was full time, you know, taking the order, this, that, checking the quality, checking the vendor, the payment, everything. But that's give a different kind of a joy. End of the day, what happened? You feel happy. You are doing everything of yourself. And as you know, this is Sarkar Kitchen is like my baby.
Yes.
I stay away for it 1 day or something. What happened? I hope everything is fine. I hope team is fine. I hope food is fine. I hope they're giving fresh food. So that goes on to my head.
That's so nice. But I'm glad you still take time off. You travel a lot.
Yes, I'm crazy. Bengalis are crazy about traveling and food. They can leave everything behind.
Having a good team helps. I'm sure that
Yes, touch
you
wood.
can depend on.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Aparna, I would like to ask you that how do you balance work and family? Because whatever said and done, women in India, you know, the way the families are structured, there's a lot expected from women. So,
Absolutely.
and hospitality and the restaurant being a full-time task itself, how do you balance, and what is the role of support of family and husband in all of
If
this?
not for the support that I was getting, I am getting continuously. Like, as we discussed, the corporate life, there is, a minimum time you go in, you walk out, and by this time you get your breaks, you get your weekends. Weekends, I'm here at Shuchi. It takes away, there's no family time, there is no holidays. Holidays are the days you have to be at Shuchi because that's when you have your customers coming in. But if not for my husband, who helps and supports me big time with Shuchi, he has a full-time job already. He works with a corporate, but without his support, this wouldn't have been possible. I have my mom living with me, so which is a good thing because
Yeah.
I have always, my son Nikhil has been, he's the fourth generation in the family from my husband's side. So he's the pampered brat in the kid,
Okay.
having great grandparents and all that. And without them, I don't think the journey of Shuchi would have started.
Mhm.
Right from them supporting me in every bit to, pursuing it, to having built this up. And without that system, I think that whole ecosystem is so strong that without that, it's not possible for me to think of it.
Okay. Amita, I would like to ask you, like last year was a tough year for all restaurateurs with the lockdown happening and many restaurants having to shut down. Tell me, how did you keep yourself busy? And I mean, it's also to, keep your team motivated. How did you go about it?
So last year when lockdown started, none of us actually thought that we would be going into such a long lockdown. When lockdown was announced, we thought the 3 weeks were going to be the be all and end all of our lives. But then it went on for a very long time. The thing is, business wise, just when lockdown hit, etc., about a month into that, we were called on a very urgent basis by one of the top corporate hospitals, saying that we don't want to go with the caterer because of COVID, this, that. We don't want to get food from somebody like that, like a standalone. And we have faith in you. And would you be able to take up corporate catering for, rather staff catering for their 400 staff for breakfast, lunch, dinner? So it was, on one side, it was not our expertise, but on the other side, it was something that fell in our lap. And I'm sure every restaurant out there would have killed for that business. So we decided that, okay, while we do this wait and watch business of seeing how much time it takes for restaurants to open up again, this was a godsend because my staff was busy, an idle mind, that none of them was idle. We didn't have to worry about, okay, how many more salaries do we need to pay without making any income, right? Because that is, we can't deny any of our staff because they have come from Tamil Nadu, from Kerala, from everywhere. And they're supporting the families back home. Just because I don't get a business, I can't deny that family their livelihood. So it was a tough time, but then some God was watching over us and all of this happened. And so it kept us afloat. Now, on a personal front, from being exceptionally active in terms of, being out and about, to suddenly having to do stuff like, wash your vessels on a day-on-day basis, which is something none of us are used to, right?
Yeah.
So I was the one-point contact chef, maid, everything for the house for a period of time. I did question my existence at that time, saying, okay, but then got into meditation, made all of that work for me. So I have enjoyed the last year, and I know that the business has been okay. I mean, I would like to have the presence back in terms of opening the restaurant, having guests coming back, but I think we are going to hold off for a little while more on that.
Okay. Aparna, you mentioned that the month you started your restaurant, the lockdown was announced. How did you take that? And I'm sure it must have been shattering at that moment, but how did you manage?
So we started mid-Feb, we shut mid-March, not knowing when are we going to open. I mean, so we thought, okay, it's going to be a week or two or something like that, and we'll just, hang it. But even that week or two was the most that we started to think is how much of food we had to throw away. All are perishable, all the raw material that we had, everything had a shelf life. We had huge garbage bags. That got tears into my eyes. Okay. I had no clue how I was dealing with it, but I think it was the whole world that was going through it. And could I complain? I mean, we always go back to say, why has God done this to me? Why only me? But then I couldn't even say that because everybody was going through it. And I had my whole team, which was like, we opened mid-Feb. We were doing trainings, setting up the whole team together. Everything was going on. And we were at a question mark where we said, what do we do now? And every day to think about what's going to happen. How do we keep the staff occupied? Because we can't let go the staff because we invested a lot in it. Yes. And then we were like building a family.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how it is. And how could we just let go of them? And they were also very, very sensitive towards us. Said, nothing, ma'am, don't worry. We'll all, be there and we'll work around this whole thing. I think that support was amazing from the team. We started to do a lot of online trainings as well with them. And we kind of carried on pretty well so far.
Okay.
Held on together. That's what I'd say.
Sarita, you've also been through a lot of ups and downs in the sense that you've had to close an outlet at a very tough time in your life. So what tips would you like to give to anybody who wants to start a restaurant? How you sometimes have to have grit and determination to just carry on.
So one, I believe since that I've started, I've gone through too many things with my health, with this COVID, with something or other, with financial issues. But apparently what I have realized is the main thing when we start a business, we should know what we want exactly. Is it only the money that's going to attract us, or is something that, service or the passion that's going to attract us? I believe if we go only for the money, if I say I have to do this because I have to earn this much amount, I'll get it, demotivated very soon, because not necessary that every month you earn. It's not necessary that every day you earn, right? I said that, I want this thing. I love doing the service. I love service feeding, people. I love giving food to the people, whatever they like. And if you want to customize based on their liking and all, and we can fight it along with the team and family, you can go ahead with it. That's why I said, when you want to start something, it's very easy to start. If you have pulled in a pocket में पैसे है तो you can start. But what do you want exactly? Where you fit? You and me are a different person. Maybe I'm interested for something, you're interested for something else. Our backgrounds are something. So there are a lot many things that matter. And so I would like to give a tip that, one thing is that if you have started a journey, you should never stop, for no matter how much difficulty you face, because nothing comes easy.
So what matters the most to you, if not money?
Sorry?
What matters the most to you?
Oh, my passion, I think. It's like, happiness. In this Sunday also, when I saw, till Saturday, we were very dull with the business. Sunday, I saw we did good business along with the people who are giving very good feedback. Everybody was happy, enjoying, they were the family. Those things matters a lot. We see in the evening, we see again the money, obviously, because you need to pay back, right? But what happened when you see the people happy and they appreciate your food and the service, you know that they're going to come back. That's how you're going to make your name, fame, and money. And I always say, if you have a name and fame, paisa aa hi jayega.
Okay. So one reason why I wanted all women to come together is because, I feel although you can stand your own in any kind of panel, I don't believe in isolating men and women. But I also feel that all three of you bring something unique to your restaurants. So could you spell out what you bring to your restaurants which no man could? Amita, starting with you as a woman.
Tough one. And why do I have to start on this one? Okay, as an individual, I think what I bring is the positivity and the practicality. I'm painfully practical. So even when I'll give you an example. When we had the Gachibowli outlet, our kitchen exhaust wasn't working. And it was a crazy busy day. It was a Wednesday, which my 120-seater restaurant, we used to do at least 220, 240 covers. So you're talking about a double rotation, right, of covers. Wow. You're feeding double your capacity. And there is a lot of touch points in the service design of my restaurant. And my exhaust wasn't working. In India, there are no doors, no windows, no nothing attached to kitchens, right? Yeah. So all the fumes came into the restaurant.
Oh my God.
And I walked up to every single table and I told them that, listen, I know this is not an ideal ambience I would have liked you to have, but you have a choice of either sitting here and eating the food. I guarantee you good food, but please don't ask me about AC. Don't ask me when these fumes are going to go. I'll give you your food. I'll give you your food on time. But please don't write a complaint later saying that the ambience was questionable, because I've told you upfront that this is what it is. Yeah. I think we did 330 covers that day.
Wow.
In spite of how bad it was difficult on the guests. I'm not kidding. It is more difficult on my team because half the time they were blinded, but they still forged ahead. None of my team complained. None of the guests complained. So that practicality and that pride, knowing that my kitchen will deliver time and again, is something that I think I bring to as a person. I don't know if it is gender specific, but yeah, this is personality, I guess.
What about you, Aparna?
For me, Shuchi and what I can get to the customer, I think one, Shuchi means family to me. The quality, I don't compromise at the quality, come what may. Even when, customers come to us for certain things, we say it's not possible. And it just doesn't work. So, getting every product that comes out is with a lot of emotions, precise, being decadent in taste, and that whole energy that flows in the kitchen of, pushing each other to work, pushing each other to see how we outbeat ourselves in every product that we give. I think that's on a day-to-day challenge that we believe that we can give it to the customer, whatever they want. But yet again, everyday challenges on what the customer needs, how much can we keep the customer happy is the whole balance that we work on. We get these complaints where the customer says, I don't like this, or, why? To understand what they like and work towards it and give it to them and see that smile on their face and say, this is amazing. I think that's something that we really look at.
And once you mentioned you'd never have anything on the menu which you couldn't feed your son.
Absolutely. I mean, I started with that whole thing. If I can't give it to my son, I will not make it. That's how Shuchi started off with. If I can't give my son what I'm making, then I'm not giving it to anybody else.
As pure as it gets.
Absolutely.
Sarita,
I believe in it very strongly.
Great. Sarita, what do you think you bring to Sarkar's kitchen as a woman entrepreneur?
So first of all, the positivity, which I also believe in it. And second thing is that I try to, due to certain reason, I've suffered for the food since a kid. So I know the importance of a food and importance of enjoying the food, whatever you get on your plate. And I also understand the value of spending time with your family or friends to a place where you just go and try to eat, whatever you like. So that's why I try to be more. I'm a slightly emotional person in terms of food and in terms of people.
Food brings emotions, no doubt.
Yes. So whenever I see, we have not many people who come to the small kids and elderly parents who are vegetarian and all. So those don't have certain things in menu, but when they ask me, is it possible, ma'am, can you do this, without garlic, without onion? Is it possible? Yes, we do it, because the best part is you're trusting us and coming to our place. as your parents are more than 80-year-old and they think that they can have a fresh food with us, they can have a good service and hygiene. So that's the best part for me. Why should I not do something that I can do it?
So it's like home style service. Absolutely.
Yes, very much, very much. And the second thing is my team, which I believe because my team have a lot of faith on me and they have seen me through. So they say whatever happens, it's been 4.5, 5 years, they're with me only, the maximum people since the beginning. And for certain reason, they keep on trying, keep me with the contact so that I stay safe, I'm healthy, I run the business well. So whenever I need them, if I want, yes, they're ready to come. Say, yes, ma'am, we are ready to come. If you need us, we can come back any point of time. That's something you got a personal touch with your customer and with your team, and they are your main strength.
So let me tell you, viewers, Sarita is also a cancer survivor, and a lot of it happened while she opened her restaurants. But she carried on because she did not want to shut down her entire enterprise. She had to shut down the larger restaurant, but 2 of the outlets still exist in the mall, and they are very, very popular. So hats off to that. And she later said that even her guests became her family, became like family, and they would call on her and, make sure she was all right. That was so wonderful to know.
Shivani, I think she's a cancer conqueror, not a survivor. She didn't survive it. She conquered it.
She conquered it. And that's a completely different story. I'm going to do a full session with her because it's so inspiring. Now, coming back to your future plans, all 3 of you, who would like to go first? What's happening? What is in the offing? What are the future plans?
Should we go back to being alphabetical?
Yeah.
So for us, the future plans, we still haven't opened the restaurant out to public. So there is a lot of soul searching that Chef and me and our other partners have done over this lockdown, I think this is a fantastic time that the slowing down that wouldn't have been possible otherwise. All of us have slowed down. All of us have realized the importance of, we thought we couldn't survive without going out, but we survived more than a year without it, right? So a lot of things that we wanted to do, which wasn't possible while running a business in terms of, we did want to do a complete overhaul of the menu, right? A lot of the supposed to be commercially successful dishes, there is so much more to South Indian cuisine. A lot of people at our restaurant have told us time and again, oh, I thought South Indian food was all about idli and dosa.
Yeah.
So
being an
we have told this. We
yeah.
have told this to everybody that we are not in the food business. Apparently, we are in the education business because we are educating people into what South Indian food can be like. And like Sarita was saying, she's in the education business of educating people that Bengali food is not only about a fishy smell. There is so much character to Bengali food. So I'm a Bengali food fan, Sarita, and I still have to come to you one of these days. But so we are doing a lot of soul searching. We would like to do a lot more authentic, grandma recipes that are kind of lost in this jungle of successful dishes. So when we do come back, we will renovate the space. When we do come back, it will be with a menu that hasn't been seen. And so we are very excited about that now.
Great. Aparna, would you like to?
Yeah. So I think this whole period that we're looking of the future plans is educating. A lot of them still don't know about Shuchi. It's all about, what we serve right from our menu. They only probably think it's just chocolates and desserts, but we are beyond that as a cafe. Right, a complete food menu that we have, when one comes in, right from a child to an adult to an older person, everything is available that they would want to, and we cater to. So educating, I think, I second, Amita's thought and Sarita's thought as well, is educating people on what chocolate is and what are they having. Because there's such notions and perceptions that people build over chocolate, and how good can chocolate be to their health. I think that is something that
at your place were mind-blowing. First time I tried the dragees and all that.
Right. So I think, that's something that we want to educate. We want to expand in seeing what we can give. And, there's a lot of R&D that's going on currently of what we are giving our customers and how we give it out to them is something that we are looking at future of, how we sell out bars and do get into retail as well. So that's something we want to do. Yeah.
Sarita, what are your future plans?
Oh, mine are big in a way. One, I want to make everybody aware of the Bengali cuisine. Serve apart from, not only rasgulla and mache, items are there available. And I'll be more happy if the way, your idli and your dosa and khagra got accepted everywhere worldwide. I want that they should accept mache and cutlets everywhere. So
All over the world. So there is stiff competition for idli dosa, I guess.
so
I'm
one
so-
and
yeah. Carry on.
second is somehow I am very passionate about South India. So I want to grow in South. Maybe another 5 years. I want to be in Visakhapatnam and Bangalore. These are the places that I'm looking for.
Wow.
Not but one each outlet in each cities, because as in South, so I have this different kind of emotion attachment with this place.
Okay. I'm so delighted to hear your plans, all of you. Now we come to the end of the serious questions, and now we have a rapid fire round for all of you, one by one. And the winner, I'll take you out for lunch. Or maybe all four of us can go, and the winner need not pay that day.
Okay.
That sounds like a great plan.
Okay. So again, we'll start with Amita.
Yes, please.
Favorite restaurant other than your own?
Can I go with cuisine?
Yes.
Or I can go with restaurant, but I might offend people. But my favorite cuisine is Asian. So
Okay.
for me, it's Mekong.
Okay. Your comfort food?
Mine?
Yeah.
Burgers. Can't do without.
Okay. One dish you could never eat.
Anything with pineapple because I'm allergic, but otherwise I'll try everything.
Okay. Describe your restaurant in 3 adjectives.
Simple. And that's why it's called Simply South. Simple, true to itself, and grassroots.
If you were an animal, what would you be and why? I have to think of funny ones.
Tiger.
Okay.
I'm a tigress. Apparently, I growl a lot at people who don't listen to me. So it goes with the personality there.
Wow. Favorite holiday destination?
I would like to someday move there and open my own restaurant. So Goa, yes. Very soon. I'll be living there and opening my own restaurant there.
Yeah. Celebrity chef you admire the most?
For me, it's Challu.
He has to. He's a brilliant chef. Okay, that was great. Good performance, I must say. Quick and honest answers. Now coming to Aparna. Favorite restaurant other than your own?
It will be very biased. The next time I go somewhere, then I'll have all issues and all that. Fix, so no way.
Everybody's being politically correct.
Yeah, I think that's safer to do that. But anything to do with chicken or Asian, Italian is something that I'd go to.
Okay. If a movie was made about your life, what genre would it be? And who could play it? Play you?
Who could play me? Food. Food is something to do with chocolate any day. I think that should be
Which
made.
actor could play your character in the movie?
You want an actor? I think I'll be the best actor for myself. I don't want anybody acting like me. I think I'll do a better job at it.
Okay.
Though
One
it's
dish,
that
you
big
could
challenge.
one dish you can never eat.
I can never eat. I could never eat Karela, but traveling to Calcutta, I started to eat Karela. Aloo and Karela. That is something I started to have.
Okay. If you were stranded on an island and you could take only 3 ingredients with you, what would they be?
Ingredients, chocolate. That has to go. It's very synonymous with me. Cream and butter.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how do you stay so fit? Surrounded by chocolates.
See, chocolate is good for health. I told you that.
Okay. A place which is on your bucket list where you want to visit, but you've never been.
I've never been in my bucket list. I think I go back and forth to Europe.
Okay.
There's still so much to explore.
Yeah.
There's so much to explore in it. Yeah.
Okay. Then what one food trend you find disgusting?
Disgusting. I think is that combination of trying to have Indian food in ice creams. Like you kind of have those gelatos with
I
come with
started
like
with
a
gulab jamun with ice cream. Then there's gulab jamun cheesecake, and then
not the dessert part, but like a biryani gelato. I don't understand that. So
Really?
that is something I don't think a biryani should be biryani. So I don't think
Isn't
I'd
that
want
like
to.
an oxymoron? Biryani gelato.
Yeah, there's some weird combination. There's a pineapple pizza, Amita.
Yes. Thank you. No, thank you.
Okay, great, Amita. Sorry, Aparna, that was good. Going. Now coming to Sarita. Okay, your favorite pastime in the lockdown last year?
Cooking.
Very cooking. Okay.
Yes, I've been cooking only and gardening. That's it.
Okay. Are you a dog person or a cat person?
Dog.
Dog person. Okay. Describe your restaurant in 3 adjectives.
It's homely, it's simple, I would say, and then it's very much customer focused. Rather, you can say family focused because all our customer has become our family from last 4-5 years.
Okay. What is your comfort food?
Fish and rice.
Okay. Or has to be. Even mine. Favorite restaurant other than your own?
Rayalaseema Ruchulu.
Okay. That's nice to know. If a movie was made on your life, what genre would it be, or what title would it have, and who could play you, an actor?
It's a tough question, that we think. Title can be, Sarkar.
You love it, Sarkar.
Yes, but I don't know who can play. Maybe well, I forgot the person name actually. I'm not thinking, who can play.
Okay, I'll move to the next one.
I don't know, get the name.
A celebrity chef you admire the most?
Sanjeev Kapoor, because I'm seeing him since I was a kid, and I'm his suji ka laddu, ye wo.
Yeah, he teaches very basics, but in an interesting manner.
But you make them feel old now.
Since childhood. Okay. Favorite holiday destination?
Kurg.
Kurg. Okay.
Kurg.
If you could be any nationality, what would it be?
Indian. That's the only wish.
Okay. I think all 3 of you have passed with flying colors, and we shall have lunch soon together. It was a pleasure having all 3 of you on board and love the answers. I'm sure our viewers will enjoy watching this. Thank you so much for being on Tea Time Talks.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Shivani.
much, Shivani, for bringing this fantastic group together and for giving us a much needed break from our everydays,
Great. So here's to all 3 of you. Keep
Thank
doing
you.
the great
Thank
work
you.
that you're
Thank you.
doing. And we love all the 3 restaurants you have created. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye, ladies.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.